I have the floor, Mr. Jordan.
The lady has
What,
the floor.
did I strike a nerve? Law enforcement officers deserve better than to be utilized as pawns. And you and your colleagues should be ashamed of yourself.
The gentlelady will suspend and the clock will be stopped.
This bill ultimately does is defund the police. You want a better trained, more responsive police force in your hometown? Fully fund the police. You say this is a reform bill, and I say that's BS.
Okay, we got a problem in this country, but we gotta stop taking paintbrushes and painting everybody and letting ourselves be falsely pitted. We need racial justice and we need public safety.
There you have it, the back and forth. If only it were leading somewhere at this point, but at least they're talking. Democrats, including President Biden, have lined up behind the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, which has passed the House and stalled in the Senate. Republican Senator Tim Scott plans to reintroduce his Justice Act in the coming weeks. Both bills address the controversial issues of no-knock warrants, chokeholds, the use of body cameras, and collecting data on use of force. Democrats are picking apart Senator Tim Scott's bill, taking issue in particular with qualified immunity, which gives officers legal protections.
Qualified immunity is a very big deal. If you want to destroy policing in America, make sure that every cop can be sued when they leave the house. So there's a way to find qualified immunity reform. Take the cop out of it.
Right now, we need to end qualified immunity, period. The thing is this. If you don't hurt people, if you don't kill people, if you are just and fair in your work, then do you need the qualified immunity anyway?
Kat Cammack is a Republican Congresswoman from Florida. You saw her in some of what we just showed you. Her husband is a firefighter who serves as a SWAT medic. And Joe Gamaldi is the National Vice President of the Fraternal Order of Police. I welcome you both. Congresswoman, I'm going to start with you. And the discussions and the debate is pretty fiery on Capitol Hill. Is it going anywhere?
Well, as you can see, things are pretty divided right now in Congress on all issues. But I think we need to step back and realize that this notion of the police versus the community, it's a misnomer. The police officers that serve the communities are members of the police. We have completely, with a broad brush, dehumanized the people that are donning the badge. And that is really one of the big problems that we're seeing. It's us versus them. And in the case of our local police, they're retiring and getting out of policing in droves. In my home county of Clay County, we have over 100 police officers that have resigned since 2018. As the wife of a first responder, this is pretty personal to me because we are part of the community. And to have communities basically turn around and attack their own, this is just creating incredible strife. As far as getting things done on Capitol Hill, I challenged my Democrat colleagues to a ride-along so that they could see firsthand exactly how split-second decisions are made in the heat of a moment where you have to make decisions of life or death in some cases, and yet not single one of them has taken me up on it. So we're going to be doing these ride-alongs and showcasing this for them so they can see firsthand.
Congressman, the first time I had you on this program, we talked about that. I was waiting for the update, and now you've given us one. Not a single Democrat has gone along for a ride-along. And, you know, I don't know really how you get a conversation started if you don't go see the issues that someone's facing. This is much like the border crisis. I mean, it seems like we're kind of stuck in a gear here, particularly with Democrats, just based on their actions. You know, as we look at this, though, there must be something that police feel like they need in all of this. And I come to the vice president of the FOP for this, because I'm curious to know from your side of the line, what does it look like? The compromise, the answer?
Well, I think it's important, number one, to actually talk about qualified immunity because I feel like there's so many false narratives surrounding it. I know, surprise, 2021, and we have false narratives around police work. But qualified immunity does not protect officers from criminal charges or internal investigations or internal discipline or even being fired. All it does is protect an officer who is within policy, training, and the law from civil liability. It doesn't protect an officer who knowingly violates the civil rights of an individual in our community. And another thing, too, people seem seem to think that qualified immunity is just a given. That's not the case. In the last 200 cases handled by the lower courts, qualified immunity was only given to 57% of the officers. So if you're asking what we need support from our community, but we need to be a part of the conversation. The National FOP stands ready to have a conversation with anybody that wants to have a fact-based back and forth about police work. When Congress met and the House of Representatives passed the George Floyd Act, they didn't even ask input from law enforcement. There was no debate on the floor. Thankfully, Senator Scott and his team are willing to hear from us so that we can tell them we agree with certain things in these bills. We agree that there needs to be some reforms. But removing qualified immunity, Harris, I don't know how to be any more frank than this. Our profession is dying. In New York, retirements were up 75%. On the recruitment side, the New Jersey State Troopers said they saw a 90% reduction in applications. In Colorado, 70% of agencies said that their recruitment is tanking. And as a result of all of these things happening in law enforcement, our communities are being harmed. We have seen over 20,000 homicides last year, which is the first time we've been over 20,000 in this country since the 1990s. Our profession is dying. Our community is suffering, and there's not going to be anybody left to take this job.
Real quickly, Congresswoman, when you hear the words, our profession is dying, from the Fraternal Order of Police, what message are you taking to Capitol Hill? Just a quick answer on this to give us a preview of the fight, really, that may be coming, because we can't live without law and order.
Absolutely. Well, and it's absolutely heartbreaking to hear that. And, I'm seeing it firsthand. I'm hearing it from officers everywhere. This bill is not a reform bill. This bill is redirecting critical life-saving funds for our departments to groups like the NAACP and the ACLU. It's taking the very equipment that's keeping them safe as they work in the communities that we all love, and it's just stripping them from the ability to actually go out and serve. This bill is dangerous, and if we're serious about investing in our communities and making them bigger and better and stronger, you don't defund police. You don't defund the very backbone of our communities that are working every day to keep us safe. You invest. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You invest in the things that you care about. So if you're serious about getting our communities safer and stronger, invest. You don't divest, you invest. And that is my message to my colleagues on Capitol Hill. And also I'd say, go see firsthand. You talk a big game, walk the walk.
Okay. Thank you to you both. Congresswoman Joe Gamaldi with the FOB. Appreciate your time today.